Among the 19th century German treatises on club swinging exists a technique called the glide or cast, involving a series of grip changes in which the club briefly leaves the swinger's hand. As of August 2020, we had never seen this technique performed by a modern club swinger, so we decided to take upon the challenge of resurrecting this forgotten 19th century technique. To begin with some historical context, club tossing, in which the club briefly leaves the hand of the swinger, was rarely practiced during the early to mid-19th century, although it can be seen here. During the late 19th century, club juggling evolved and became regarded as a completely separate discipline, and the vast majority of rules for Indian club swinging contests insisted that the club never leave the hand. In short, club tossing or juggling was not regarded as true club swinging. However, the glide or cast, as it was referred to, was still practiced in some club swinging circles. Variations of this technique, as far as we are currently aware, can only be found in two printed sources. The most comprehensive, and the one which we will begin with today, can be found in a German club swinging text, first published in the 1890s. To summarize, this technique involves a series of agile grip changes which take place while the club is in continuous motion, and is then followed by the casting or gliding of the club out into the air, to then be once again caught in the original grip. As the original German text itself states, quote, "The practiced and safe execution of this peculiar gliding of the club amazes the audience." The grips used in this technique are, according to the German method, the Hauptgriff, or basic grip, the Rebengriff, or vine grip, which is similar to the British and American snake grip, and the Ellengriff, or elbow grip. The brief use of this last grip, the elbow grip, is documented in the silent film The Champion, wherein Charlie Chaplin can be seen shooting the club back and forth between a basic and elbow grip. We will now demonstrate a reconstruction of this German technique. Warning: the risk of dropping and damaging the clubs is extremely high. If you try this technique yourself, proceed with extreme caution. For, as the original German author warns, quote, "You have to be very careful, as the unwilling club can slip, even if you are very skillful." The author also cautions, quote, "Prerequisites are a soft floor and some security in catching the club while swinging with it." The technique: Gleiten oder Auswerfen der Keule, gliding or casting the club. Performed with antique 19th century exhibition clubs. Part 1. Outward forearm circle, followed by a back shoulder circle, followed by a wrist circle, followed by the series of grip shifts between basic, vine, and elbow grips. These series of grip shifts must be made while gravity and or momentum keep the club in continuous motion, utilizing the fingers only to guide rather than push or arrest the momentum of the club. Part 2. From the elbow grip, the club is immediately cast out or slid along the arm and caught again in the basic grip. Altogether, same technique, performed with 2.5-pound antique Spalding clubs. Alternate version. A simpler variation of this technique can be found in the club swinging text of Frank E. Miller, director of the YMCA in Dallas, Texas, and physical director for John Harvey Kellogg's Battle Creek Sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan. Miller unfortunately does not describe this technique in detail, but simply instructs the reader to perform the, quote, slide. After catching the club in the elbow grip, the club swinger folds at the waist and allows the clubs to fall from the hands, simultaneously catching them in the basic grip. Altogether, we hope you've enjoyed this video about Indian club swinging history.